Senator, it was your distraction.
Granted amnesty
you were the one who started talking about eating dogs and cats.
Hours before the assassination attempt on Donald Trump went down on Sunday, his running mate, J.D. Vance, was being massacred in the media.
If I have to, create stories so that the American media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people, then that's what I'm going to do, Dana.
The Republican candidate for vice president got dog-walked for fueling the lie about Haitian immigrants in Ohio eating dogs and cats. But do those Haitian constituents happen to have a valid defamation claim against Vance? Let's get into it. Welcome into TYT Overruled. I am your host, Adrienne Lawrence. First, it was Donald Trump embarrassingly peddling lies about Haitians in Springfield, Ohio. Now, his chosen running mate, J.D. Vance, is hammering home that lie. Vance hit the major Sunday morning lineups to talk about the Haitian big lie.
We have direct firsthand accounts of, for example, migrants abducting geese at the local park and slaughtering them and eating them.
All the while, Vance refused to recant, apologize, or even display any sense of contrition. Even after learning the nexus between the lie and neo-Nazis, Vance held steadfast.
Local authorities now say there have been no credible reports of migrants hurting pets or animals. And in fact, neo-Nazis are now taking credit, frankly, for pushing these rumors mainstream. Why are you continuing to double and triple down on these baseless claims?
Well, two important points here, Kristen. First of all, I have heard firsthand from multiple constituents, people who made 911 calls a month ago, a year ago, who were making these complaints. I trust my constituents more than I do the American media that has shown no interest in what's happened in Springfield until we started sharing cat memes on the internet, which is disgraceful that the American media ignored this town.
As you can imagine, the far right is eating it up. Former Fox News host Carl Tuckerson included.
Trump said about people eating pets. And there were two levels on which to enjoy this. Well, the first one, I literally enjoyed it. People were like, I can't believe Donald Trump accused people of eating pets. I was like, I love him. It's just hilarious. Who would ever say that? They're eating all the pets. So great.
Carlson may be chuckling, but Vance's constituents in Springfield are suffering.
And they told us point blank, they fear for their lives. And we should note, a lot of them don't want to go on camera. We've had really one kind of representative of the community speak to us about that point. That's why you haven't seen a lot of people speaking out, because they are fearful. One family telling a local paper that they woke up one morning to a window broken and acid thrown on their car. So make no mistake about it. They are fearful. They say the violence is real. And a lot of them are afraid to speak out.
Now that we have a solid sense of how Vance has dug into this false narrative, is there the possibility of holding him accountable beyond the ballot box? One of the network's legal correspondents tweeted this. Breaking. J.D. Vance admits he knew the story of Haitian immigrants eating dogs and cats in Springfield, Ohio was completely false. The Haitian-American community in Springfield now has a slam dunk legal case for defamation against Vance, and they should pursue it immediately. Defamation. That's the tort for redressing harm that a lie has done to one's reputation. Well, it's been a popular claim impacting Trump and anyone who he seems to cuddle up to. But as many would love to see the Haitians in Springfield successfully sue J.D. Vance for defamation, it's unlikely. And that's because of the identification requirement. Let's talk about it. For a statement to be considered defamatory, it must be about a particular person, not a large group of people. It's not necessary that a specific person be named, no, but there must be sufficient information from which people can determine who that statement's about. For instance, do you remember this kid, Nicholas Sandmann? He's the Catholic schoolboy who sued various news outlets for defamation after they reported on a bunch of boys at the Capitol in red MAGA hats engaging in racist behaviors. Well, one of his lawsuits, the one particularly against the Washington Post, it was dismissed because the outlet never identified him. The identification element was missing. This is from the U.S. District Court judge's opinion dismissing his suit against the Washington Post. The first article does not mention Sandmann by name. There is no identifiable description of him, and there's no picture of Sandmann in the article. Like the statements about groups or classes, statements such as hat-wearing teens are clearly made against an aggregate body of persons, and thus an individual member not specifically imputed or designated cannot maintain an action. Sandmann is not specifically mentioned in the article. Therefore, because the words used contain no reflection upon any particular individual, no averment can make them defamatory. In this particular situation, Vance has lied on Haitians in Springfield, Ohio, of which there are between 12,000 and 20,000, according to city officials. Because the Ohio senator has not identified any particular Haitian or provided sufficient information from which someone could be identified as an individual, the identification element isn't met to establish a defamation claim. And Vance likely knows this, as he is an attorney, and that's also probably why he's upping the ante now that his pet-eating lie has been debunked.
Thanks to her open border, there is a rise in HIV cases in Springfield, Ohio.
Just as there are no Haitians in Springfield, Ohio eating people's pets, there is no rise in communicable diseases caused by the Haitian population there. Let's just call this what it is: ridiculous racist lies orchestrated to distract individuals from the real conversations we should be having on taxing the rich, creating jobs, abortion rights, and other critical issues that are at stake in this election.
I know the mayor of Springfield, a Republican, told ABC News, "We've been punched in a way we should not have been punched." He said all these federal politicians that have negatively spun our city, they need to know they're hurting our city, and it was their words who did it.
This is disheartening. Vance is getting people hurt, and unfortunately, the people's only recourse really seems to be at the ballot box. Hopefully, those in Ohio can see that Vance is willing to say whatever he believes is necessary to get to the White House, and he really should not be a heartbeat away from holding down the Oval Office. What does it really say about a man who won't even stand up for his wife and kids on national television?
That Donald Trump has been traveling with Laura Loomer. She is someone who says she supports white nationalism. She spread conspiracy theories, including that the September 11th attacks are an inside job. She recently said that Kamala Harris, whose mother was Indian, if she wins in November, quote, "The White House will smell like curry." Senator, you are married to an Indian American woman. What was your reaction to hearing those comments specifically?
Well, Kristen, I want to go back to what you said about Haitian migrants to begin with, because I also don't think that this is actually an issue of national import. Is Laura Loomer running for president? No. Kamala Harris is running for president, and whether you're eating curry at your dinner table or fried chicken, things have gotten more expensive thanks to her policies. Let's talk about the person running for president of the United States, not a social media personality who supports Donald Trump.
Senator, were you and your wife offended, and do you disavow those comments that even some Trump allies say are blatantly racist?
Kristen, I just told you I don't like those comments, and I think that we ought to focus on Kamala Harris's policy failures.
Do you think that Ohio will turn blue in November due to Vance's antics? You let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit those like and follow buttons, and thanks for watching.